Kody Brown's ego has officially been shattered into a million pieces, guys. You thought Christine moving on and finding her happily ever after was bad for him? Wait until you hear this. Former Sister Wives star Janelle Brown just dropped the ultimate bombshell that absolutely nobody saw coming. After nearly 30 years in a deeply toxic, emotionally draining spiritual marriage, and after repeatedly swearing up and down to the world that she would never date again, Janelle is officially off the market. That's right, the most independent, logically driven sister wife has completely flipped the script. She just hard-launched a brand new secret boyfriend named Pete, and rumor has it, Kody is absolutely losing his mind over it. Grab your tea, grab your snacks, and get comfortable, because we are diving headfirst into the absolute biggest sister wives twist of the entire decade. Before we get into all the juicy details, the secret romantic getaways, and the massive exclusive theories blowing up online, I need you to do me a quick favor. If you love staying up to date on all things sister wives, make sure you hit that like button right now and subscribe to Jenny Expose. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss out on our daily reality TV gossip and deep dives. Your support means everything to this channel, and you definitely want to be subscribed because the drama we are unpacking today is truly next level. For years, we watched Janelle Brown play the role of the incredibly loyal, low-maintenance wife. She was the one who handled the finances, the one who lived in the RV on Coyote Pass, and the one who asked for absolutely nothing while Kody showered all of his time, attention, and resources on Robin. When Janelle finally reached her breaking point and walked away from that painfully unequal dynamic, she made it very clear that she was done with romance. She embraced her independence, focused on her children, her health journey, and her business ventures. She was thriving as a single woman. In fact, if you look back at her interviews over the past couple of years, she was adamant that her romantic life was a closed book. She did not want another husband. She did not want the complications of dating, and she certainly did not want another man trying to dictate her life the way Kody did for 3 decades. But as the old saying goes, love always finds you when you are least expecting it, and when you aren't even looking for it. On August 18th, Janelle completely broke the internet. She didn't do an exclusive magazine interview or a big dramatic television special. Instead, she took to her Instagram and shocked the world by posting the sweetest, most romantic selfie of her and a mystery man. The picture showed the two of them in a warm embrace standing right by a beautiful, scenic river. Janelle was glowing. I mean, genuinely glowing. With a kind of pure happiness that we quite literally never saw on her face during all those miserable years living in Flagstaff with Kody. The image alone was enough to send the Sister Wives fandom into an absolute frenzy. But it was the caption that really sealed the deal and left everyone in tears. Janelle wrote, "Some chapters are meant to unfold quietly before they're shared. I wasn't looking, and somehow, you turned out to be exactly what I didn't know I needed it." Let that sink in for a moment. Somehow, you turned out to be exactly what I didn't know I needed. Coming from a woman who spent decades convincing herself that she only needed a part-time husband and a friendship-based marriage, those words are incredibly powerful. It proves that she has finally discovered what it feels like to be truly cherished, prioritized, and loved unconditionally by a partner. Naturally, the moment that post went live, social media TikTok went absolutely wild. Fans immediately started playing detective, trying to figure out exactly who this mystery man is. While Janelle has been very careful to keep his last name private to protect their peace, the internet is undefeated when it comes to digging up exclusive theories and putting the puzzle pieces together. So, who is the man who managed to steal the heart of the fiercely independent Janelle Brown? Well, his name is Pete. And according to the absolute flood of social media TikTok deep dives and exclusive theories circulating right now, Pete is everything Kody Brown pretends to be, but fundamentally isn't. The insider whispers and rumors are spreading like wildfire across the internet, and what we are hearing is incredibly juicy. Word on the street is that Pete is a highly successful, rugged, outdoorsy entrepreneur. He doesn't need to put on a show for the cameras, and he certainly doesn't need to stroke his own ego by tearing down the women around him. Instead, sources and exclusive online theories suggest that he treats Janelle like an absolute queen. We are talking about a man who actually plans things for her, who takes initiative, and who constantly surprises her with private weekend getaways. Imagine Janelle, who used to literally beg Kody just to come over and help with the bare minimum around the house, now being whisked away on romantic, stress-free adventures by a man who genuinely just wants to spend quality time with her. It is a massive, monumental upgrade from Kody, who barely gave her the time of day unless he needed her to sign a financial document or fund another one of Robyn's extravagant purchases. Fans are pointing out the glorious irony in all of this. Kody always claimed that his wives were the problem. He spun this narrative that they were too demanding, too difficult, and too ungrateful. Yet, the moment Christine left, she found a wonderful man who treats her like gold. And now, the moment Janelle truly opens her heart, she finds a successful, rugged, handsome man who is completely devoted to her. It completely shatters Kody's delusional narrative that he was the prize in the family. This entire situation with Pete is pulling back the curtain on just how deeply Janelle was neglected. For years, she convinced herself that she preferred a distant relationship. She told us she liked her space. But seeing her wrapped in Pete's arms by that river, radiating pure joy, it becomes painfully obvious that she didn't actually want to be alone. She just wanted to be away from Kody's toxicity. Now that she has found a real, healthy connection, the walls of the ultimate independent women have come crashing down in the best possible way. The sheer hypocrisy of Kody's past behavior is being highlighted by every single exclusive theory popping up online right now. People are dissecting old episodes, comparing Kody's temper tantrums to the calm, steady, outdoorsy energy that Pete allegedly brings to Janelle's life. But of course, a bombshell this massive doesn't just stay a happy little secret. When you are part of one of the most famous reality television families in history, a hard launch like this sends shockwaves through the entire family dynamic. The contrast between Janelle's new, blissful reality and the miserable, isolated life Kody has built for himself with Robyn on Coyote Pass is staggering. And if you think Kody Brown is sitting back, smiling, and wishing his former spiritual wife well in her new relationship, you are sorely mistaken. The fallout from this announcement is just getting started, and the alleged reactions from the rest of the family are even more dramatic than the hard launch itself. Kody's worst nightmare is unfolding in real time, and he has absolutely no control over it. To truly understand why the entire internet is absolutely floored by Janelle's romantic announcement, we have to look back at the narrative she has been pushing for the last couple of years. This wasn't just a casual surprise. This was a massive, unprecedented U-turn that nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, saw coming. Janelle was always the logical one, the pragmatic thinker who approached life with a spreadsheet in one hand and a sensible plan in the other. When she finally packed up her life and left Kody Brown in her rearview mirror, fans cheered because she was finally choosing herself. But unlike Christine, who was very vocal about wanting a traditional marriage and wanting to find a soulmate who would hold her hand and cherish her, Janelle was the exact opposite. She became the ultimate poster child for fiercely independent women who genuinely loved flying solo. If we rewind just a little bit and look at her highly publicized podcast interviews from early 2025, you can see exactly why this new romance with Pete is such a massive shock to the system. During a major guest appearance on a popular celebrity podcast last year, Janelle sat there looking absolutely phenomenal, completely unbothered, and proudly declared to the world that she was done with men. She looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm not really interested in getting married again or even really dating. I love my single life." And we all believed her. She was traveling, she was spending time with her children and grandchildren, she was growing her business, and she seemed entirely fulfilled without a romantic partner. She had convinced herself, and all of us, that the peaceful, solitary life was her ultimate happy ending. But this is exactly why the arrival of Pete has sent social media TikTok into an absolute tailspin of exclusive theories and deep dives. For a woman who was that guarded and that determined to protect her peace at all costs, Pete couldn't just be some average guy. He had to be someone truly extraordinary to break down the ironclad walls of the ultimate independent woman. The exclusive theory circulating right now suggests that Pete didn't pressure her. He didn't try to lock her down in some controlling way. And he didn't play any manipulative mind games. Instead, he simply showed up as a consistent, secure, and genuinely supportive presence. He matched her energy. He showed her that being in a relationship doesn't mean giving up your independence, which is the only dynamic she never knew with Kody. True love really does come when you least expect it. And Pete completely flipped the script on Janelle's entire life plan. Now, let's talk about the absolute best part of this entire situation: the revenge factor. Fans across every single platform are calling this the ultimate, most deliciously petty revenge against Kody Brown. And honestly, it is the biggest blow to his fragile ego we have seen yet. For almost 30 years, Kody operated under the delusion that his wives were entirely dependent on him. He truly believed he was the center of their universe, the ultimate prize that they should all be begging to spend time with. He constantly manipulated them into thinking that they couldn't survive in the real world without his so-called leadership. So, how do you think a raging narcissist reacts when the wife he neglected for decades suddenly glows up and finds a man who is richer, more successful, and undeniably better looking than him? According to unconfirmed tabloid reports and viral social media TikTok investigations, Kody's meltdown has been absolutely legendary. Word on the street is that Kody was completely blindsided by the news of Janelle's new boyfriend. He didn't get a polite heads-up text. He didn't get a respectful phone call from Janelle letting him know she was going public. No, Kody reportedly found out about Pete the exact same way the rest of us did, by opening up his social media apps and seeing his former wife glowing in the arms of a rugged, handsome entrepreneur. The exclusive theories floating around suggest that Kody is fuming, angrily pacing around the Flagstaff McMansion, absolutely livid that Janelle has moved on so happily. He is allegedly furious that he has lost all control over her narrative. Pete represents everything Kody desperately wants to be, but just isn't. Pete is a successful businessman. Kody sells overpriced jewelry that nobody wants. Pete is genuinely rugged and outdoorsy. Kody just wears the gloves and poses by the trees on Coyote Pass. The emasculation Kody must be feeling right now is off the charts. But while Kody is allegedly spiraling into a pit of jealousy and resentment, there is one person who is popping the champagne and celebrating. And that is none other than Janelle's bestie, Kody Brown. Kody's reaction is exactly what you would expect from a true sister-wife turned sister-in-arms. She is reportedly over the moon. Kody knows better than anyone what it feels like to escape Kody's toxic grip and find a man who actually treats you with respect and adoration. When Kody found David Woolley, Janelle was her biggest cheerleader. Janelle stood by her side, supported her new marriage, and genuinely celebrated her happiness. Now, the tables have turned, and Kody gets to watch Janelle experience that exact same euphoric honeymoon phase. The insider gossip on social media TikTok is currently exploding with rumors that Kody and her husband David are already planning a massive, luxurious double-date vacation with Janelle and Pete. Just let that mental image sink in for a second. Imagine the absolute meltdown Kody will have when those photos hit the internet. Kody and David, Janelle and Pete, laughing, drinking, and living their absolute best lives on a beach somewhere, completely unbothered by the miserable storm cloud sitting back in Flagstaff. It is the ultimate victory for these women. They didn't just survive Kody Brown, they outgrew him, they leveled up, and they proved that life after polygamy is actually beautiful. The sisterhood between Kody and Janelle has only gotten stronger, and now that they both have wonderful, supportive men by their sides, they are completely unstoppable. So, with all of this incredible, jaw-dropping drama unfolding right before our eyes, we have to talk about the absolute biggest elephant in the room right now. What does all of this mean for the future of the Sister Wives franchise on TLC? As we all know, the landscape of the show has completely shifted. If you look at an old cast photo of the Brown family from just a few seasons ago, it almost feels like you are looking at ancient history. That old dynamic is dead and gone. But reality television thrives on reinvention, and let's be perfectly honest here. Janelle's new romance is absolute ratings gold. You can practically hear the TLC executives doing backflips in their boardrooms, because this is the exact type of storyline that keeps millions of viewers glued to their screens. The network knows that we are all deeply invested in Janelle's happiness, and more importantly, they know that we are all completely obsessed with watching Kody Brown squirm. The biggest question echoing across social media TikTok right now is whether Pete will actually make an appearance on the next season of Sister Wives. Right now, there are so many exclusive theories circulating about intense, behind-the-scenes contract negotiations taking place. According to these rumors, TLC is essentially backing up a dump truck full of money to Janelle's front door, practically begging her to let the cameras document this brand new chapter of her life. They want the courtship, they want the romantic dates, and they absolutely want the moment Kody is forced to acknowledge that another man has completely took his place. We already saw how successful it was when Christine introduced David Woolley to the world. Fans ate it up. We loved seeing Christine get her fairy tale, and the network capitalized on every single second of that a beautiful wedding special. Now they are undoubtedly looking to recreate that exact same magic with Janelle and her rugged, outdoorsy entrepreneur. But here is where things get incredibly complicated, and this is where Janelle has a massive decision to make. While the fans are screaming for Pete to make on his television debut, Janelle is fiercely protective of her peace. She spent decades having her most vulnerable moments broadcasted to the world, dissected by fans, and used as ammunition by Kody. Does she really want to subject her new, healthy, thriving relationship to the toxic circus that is reality television? The exclusive theories popping up on social media TikTok suggest that Janelle is heavily torn. On one hand, showing off Pete would be the ultimate power move. It would be a phenomenal way to secure her financial independence even further and share her beautiful love story with the loyal fans who have supported her through the darkest years of her life. But on the other hand, bringing Pete onto the show means opening the door for Kody to try and ruin it. We all know exactly how Kody Brown operates. He cannot stand seeing his former wives succeed without him. Whenever he feels threatened, he goes on the attack. We saw how bitterly he reacted to David Woolley, making snide remarks and trying to downplay Christine's happiness. If Pete steps in front of those TLC cameras, Kody will inevitably use his confessional interviews to try and tear this man down. Kody would likely try to pick apart Pete's character, his business, or his intentions, all out of pure, unadulterated jealousy. Janelle knows Kody's playbook better than anyone else on this planet. She knows that Kody's ego is so fragile that he will do absolutely anything to convince himself and the audience that he is still the superior man. Because of this, many fans believe Janelle might choose to keep Pete entirely off camera. She might just tease his presence, talk about him in her own confessionals, and let Kody's imagination completely torture him. Leaving Pete as a mysterious, faceless shadow hanging over Kody's head might actually be the greatest psychological revenge of all. Just imagine the upcoming tell-all episodes. Picture the host, Sukanya Krishnan, sitting across from Kody, bringing up Janelle's new romance. Picture the veins popping out of Kody's forehead as he is forced to sit under those bright studio lights and answer questions about a highly successful, handsome man who is treating Janelle like royalty. Whether Pete ever physically steps foot on the Sister Wives set or not, his presence is going to dominate the next season. The dynamic has irrevocably changed. Janelle is no longer the quiet, agreeable woman waiting for scraps of affection on Coyote Pass. She is a woman in love, living her best life, going on private weekend getaways, and leaving Kody to rot in the mess that he created with Robin. It is the ultimate Cinderella story, but with a highly satisfying, modern reality TV twist. Janelle took her power back, built her own empire, and found a man who complements her life instead of complicating it. The exclusive theories and deep dives on social media TikTok are only going to get crazier as we wait for more details to leak. We will be watching Janelle's Instagram like a hawk, waiting for the next breadcrumb, the next romantic selfie, or maybe even a hard launch of Pete's face without any blur. Until then, Kody is just going to have to sit back and watch his former empire crumble, while the women he mistreated live happily ever after with much better men. So, I turn it over to you, the absolute best reality TV detectives on the internet. What do you guys think? Is Kody crying himself to sleep tonight in his McMansion? And do you want to see Pete make an appearance on the show, or should Janelle keep him hidden and protects their relationship from the cameras? Drop all of your juicy thoughts and exclusive theories in the comments below, because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Jenny Expose for more daily reality TV gossip. Turn on those notifications, and I will see you all in the next video.